Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is our Simple Abundance year. Thank you so much for being here. We're going along in Sarah Breathnach's book, Simple Abundance, her 2019 revamped edition. And we're getting into some of her tools now. We've already discussed all of her principles, which are joy, harmony, beauty, order, simplicity, and gratitude. And now we're getting into some of the tools and creative projects and things that are going to help us excavate our souls this year and really get in touch with our authentic self. You know, I was reading something online, or actually it might have been in the back of her book, I've forgotten now, but it said something about how Sarah was so ahead of her time that she's really the first author that got the word authentic self out there, and now it just seems to be so commonplace, right? But in any case, we are connecting this year with our authentic selves. And in my last video, talked about the Illustrated Discovery Journal. I'm wondering if you felt inspired to go out to the store and get one started. I'd love to hear about it. And I think that was a good one to start with because it started to get us thinking about imagery and about the things that we love. And today's entry, this is January 22nd, and it's the personal treasure map. So there are a bunch of ways that you could do this. And first of all, let's talk about what a personal treasure map is. Just like on any journey that you're on, or I tend to think about the Goonies, I'm the child of the 80s, so I think about a map and I think you want to know where you're going and what this is all for, right? So Sarah describes the personal treasure map as an image-based collage or individual pictures of the things that you consider the treasures in your life. Now, these could be things that exist already, like maybe your pet is up there, or other family members, or material things that you have. Or in my mind, I also think, because the first one that I created was things that I wanted to manifest for the year. She talks about doing this in a couple of different ways. You can get magnetic frames for your fridge and have those things up there so that you're seeing them every single day. Or you could create what's known as a vision board, which is various things, not only just images, but also words and things like that that you want to have. Like maybe, for instance, if you have chosen a word for 2020, maybe that's at the top, and then your images are things that you want to manifest and maybe what that word means to you this year. But she does also say to put a picture of yourself in the middle of the map, okay? So this could actually be something private in your Illustrated Discovery Journal too. Don't feel like it has to be out there on display for everybody to see, because depending on your life and who you live with, you may not want them to see it. I'm going to share mine just very quickly. I'm not going to get into too much detail. But like I said, I've done this in a couple of ways. I did do specific things one year but I always kind of put it on the same piece of paper and print it out. And then I have like an acrylic holder that's magnetic that I do put it on my fridge. But it could be in your office. I like how she says also like a bulletin board where you're gathering things, and it's not like it has to be a finished product. It could be just a gathering place for all your treasures and things that you're striving for, or that you're living for, or that just really inspire you. So it's similar to the Illustrated Discovery Journal, but it's something that you're looking at on a regular basis. So if you're familiar with vision boards, you may have also heard of the term soul collage. I did go to a class one time, and in that class there are all these magazine clippings, and you're basically looking and seeing what speaks to you, and then you create a collage. So I did that in 2019, and then I came home and I thought, I'm going to redo my treasure map in that same sort of way, where the images are all kind of like meshed together, and the images are more of like an essence of your treasures, I guess I would say. So I'm just going to quickly show this really quickly. Isn't that awesome? I love it. I do put it right on my fridge. But the way that I did it was, well, I felt so inspired when I came home from that day, because there were certain things in the magazines that had really spoken to me. Like you may have seen it quickly, there was a big rose. And so when I came home and I sought out images to make a new one at home, I just thought about various things in my life. So it's like, I didn't put like a new car on here. This is more like feelings, like as I look at it and I see like there's a big smile, so like to me that smile represents the happiness. Or there's other images like animals or places, or I love music. I've mentioned that a few times, so I have like a really cool music note. Of course I have money on there. I think we've talked about that. I always have goals, and I am right in the middle. There's a picture of me right in the middle. I have some elements of simple abundance, like getting things organized. I have an image that includes that. And then there's just things like bubbles and rainbows and outdoor images like waterfall. There's a love image. There's a peace. So I said I wasn't going to say specifically what was on here, but that's just a symbolic representation of me and my treasures and the things that I hope for in my life. So what do you think? Can you think of your own treasures? Can you think of a creative way to collect them? Maybe, like I said, you don't like to have these things out on display. Maybe it's like one of those beautiful boxes that you can get at the craft stores where it says love or something on the side of it, and you sort of collect these things. And it's an offshoot of the Discovery Journal, but it is, like I said, this is your treasure map. So we're on a journey together. It's important to know what you're journeying towards, what those joy and balanced elements feel like, and those are on the front of the book here, even though my word is balance this year. But we're on a 365-day journey together to a more balanced and joyful life. So what does that mean to you? And what are your treasures? And how are you going to honor those? I'd love to hear how you do it. And thanks for letting me share. We'll be together again this week as we explore more of Sarah's book. Thanks again for being here, and I appreciate all your subscriptions. And if you share the channel, bring some more friends on, that would be great as well. We're going to have a great year. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.